The Lord's Prayer is a powerful prayer with dangerous and subversive statements in it, not least the phrase, "Your kingdom come." This is a revolutionary request, a plea for the existing social order to be turned on its head and for the world to be governed by a new set of ethics. And what we learn from Jesus' parables in Matthew 13 is that the kingdom of God is both subversive and messy. Its subversive nature is shown by Jesus in the first two parables he tells here. In verse 31, there's the parable of the mustard seed. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that someone took and sowed in his field. It is the smallest of all the seeds, but when it's grown, it is the greatest of shrubs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and make nests in its branches. Here is a parable about the kingdom of God being compared to an invasive plant, going deep into the soil and growing beyond all imagining in an uncontrollable way into this incredible space where people will find safety and rest. The kingdom of God is a threat to those who cling to the old world order. Jesus wants God's kingdom to invade and dominate the land. And then Jesus follows it up with another parable in verse 33. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed in with 3 measures of flour until all of it was leavened. Yeast is unpredictable. It bubbles up, oozes, collapses and grows again. It's hard to handle. The kingdom of heaven is unpredictable. It bubbles up from within and completely transforms the environment in which it grows. Mustard seeds and yeast, these are uncomfortable products. They are subversive. They cannot be controlled or contained. They grow in secret. And then all of a sudden, the host environment becomes transformed, and the sower and the baker cannot control them. The kingdom of heaven is subversive. We cannot control it. But as well as being subversive, the kingdom of heaven is messy too. It's not always a beautiful place to be. And Jesus shows us this in his last two parables here. Firstly, verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net that was thrown into the sea and caught fish of every kind. When it was full, they drew it ashore and sat down and put the good into baskets, but threw out the bad. When fishermen cast their nets in the Sea of Galilee, they wanted to catch 3 types of fish: sardines, barbels, and mushed. These were the staple fish diet of the people. But of course, when the nets were drawn back to shore, they wouldn't just have been full of sardines, barbels and mushed. There were 23 species of fish in the Sea of Galilee at that time. So along with the sardines and barbels and mushed, their nets would have been full of catfish and anchor and eels and shellfish and all other sorts too, all of which were unclean for the Jewish people. So the fishermen who separated the haul out into the good and the bad had to make it ready for the marketplace. And fishing was a messy business. And so it is with the kingdom of God. It can be a beautiful and messy place in equal measure. The mess of mistakes being made, the mess of welcoming people with addictions and really difficult life circumstances, the mess of loving and embracing people with mental health issues, the mess of supporting one another through good times and bad. In all the mess of human vulnerability, the beauty of the kingdom of God is found. As Jesus reminds us in his final parable in verse 45, the kingdom of God is like a pearl, created by grit and sand and seawater, all rubbing together over time. It takes a lot of searching to find a pearl, but the search is worth it. Your kingdom come. It is subversive and it is messy. And if we want to embrace the kingdom, we must embrace the mess as well as the beauty. Your kingdom come. Be careful what you pray for.